How we doing it there? First things first. My name is Kenneth Burr. My company is IOEG Technology Screens. And the reason why we talk about this is because, like I said before, this person has attacked their company and family members and friends, and we're just not going to let this slide. So we have to take care of this matter. Definitely has to be addressed. Definitely has to be taken care of. Because we can't allow Fernando to act up the way he's been acting up and get away with what he's been getting away with. So we have reached out to the landlord multiple times and no response back. So next stage is to contact with letters. We get that certified letter sent to the property and to notify the landlord about what's been going on in the apartment E and that we need to talk and address the issue. Fernando's already taken care of as we speak. He's done. Anything he does now is extra charges against us all it's going to be. As to the landlord, that's who we have to reach out to now. Because I have to show the courts at the end of the day, we tried our effort and try to talk to her and try to figure out what's going on before we get to the process of lawsuits. So that's the next stage. Because that's the same thing I had to go through with Mr. Williams when we had to reach out to the building over and over again. Hoping that the issue would get resolved, but what we're dealing with here with Fernando, this is a much bigger issue. So I'm gonna go grab something real quick. I'm gonna be in the process of sending out 4 certified letters to the property. We have the apartment number and her first and last name, and that way we can get understanding what is going on here before we start the process of lawsuits. Anything I need? Yeah, I do. No, I ain't taking that with me. I don't need that. Give my keys. All got keys on me. So I try to explain to Fernando that the outcome of this was not going to be good. That it's going to be a downhill slippery slope for you, and that we were not going to come out on top on this. So now you've already been taken care of as therefore. You can go ahead and carry on, act up on your channel you want. Everything you do will be evidence against you in court, extra evidence against you in court. That's all it's going to be. As for, like I said, the landlord, whoopsie, you have to make contact. Because I had to show the court that I did try to make an effort to reach out. So anything what's better than basically a document that'll prove that is certified letters. Harboring. It's harboring. Harboring. That's what one of the charges would be. It's harboring. So to Mr. Fernando, you contract your landlord 5 times. She refused to respond back. Not a problem. You left messages on the machine. Not a problem. Certified letters are coming next. If she ignores the certified, lawsuits come next. So then, I'm going to go down to City Hall and find out through public records, because it should be on public records, on who else is involved in the building and where their location's at, because their location should be there. They pay for taxes on the building, their location should be on the building. I can go to City Hall and track down anybody's building on the ownership, because you have to have that there. So, that being said, in case your building goes abandoned and nobody's basically tending to it, they have to be able to track down who's the owner of the building. So with that being said, it should have information on it, whether it's under property management or anything like that, who's running, who's the property management that's running it. All the information should come up. This is one of the procedures, Fernando, that people do in America or any other country in the court system, or sorry, justice system they have, on basically doing things properly in the right way. And so if you carried on the way that you did, you could have took it another way. You could have basically just broke off from making screen paints and went a different direction. You could have tried to challenge your products and be a little bit more professional about it. You chose to break the law. So, I said before, certified letters will be there, and if she ignores all of them, then the next stage is lawsuit and process service will be hitting that apartment for you and her. Oh, you're done. You're already taken care of. We filed. We're just going to collect data off of you now. That's all I'm doing. Just collecting data off of you. That's all. Anything you post on your channel, anything you say about it in the day, it's going to be used against you. It's going to print it up and get it ready for court. That's all. Any other parties involved with Mr. Fernando, you're going to receive the same fate. Anybody else that we have, that we collected your Facebook page, YouTube channel, Instagram accounts, you're going to get sued. And if we find enough stuff there, that's enough criminal evidence showing that you maliciously attacked our company for no reason, you're going to jail. And we will press charges. I'm going to go get something right now. That's pretty much basically about it. So I do know your landlord's first and last name. I know it's a female. And we do have her contact number. We have her apartment number. We have everything we need. So we'll try to make contact again tomorrow. And if there's no success in the next 4 days of calling out, then the next stage is certified letters. I'm going to start writing the letter now, so I can explain to her the whole situation and what's been going on in your apartment. And if she chooses to neglect this, we can get her on a lawsuit easily. Especially even easier because you're undocumented and your lease is forged. So that's even easier to do. So knowing that she blocked the apartment complex clearly shows that she does not want to be found. Let me see. Yeah, we sent him a certified letter on black paint. Never got it. Wow, that's going to be used against you in court too. If you do make it there, well, your ISIS might pick them up. You might not even make it. Might not even make it. I wonder how much that building's worth. That's what I want to know. How much is the property worth on that building? Doesn't have it for sale, like it's sold. Who bought it? Let me see for a minute. I'm curious about something. Okay, we have more than enough memory for that process. There's an application running there. It should not be running in there. Oh, what do you know? That building's up for sale. Property records. You can find out how much it's worth. Interesting. Let me see something here. These houses are pretty cheap for California. What's the property value going through down there? These are really cheap. I remember these used to be like $1 million homes, easy. $875,000. In that location right there. Yeah. I have to go through city records, figure out who ownership and what was the sale price on the property. Okay, 1714 highly populated outskirts of Los Angeles. For sale. Property value. Dalton Avenue. Dalton Avenue. For sale. Yeah, it's up for sale. It says it right there. It's going for sale for $929,000. Well, that ain't gonna happen. Now when we slam that building, you're gonna get $1 million for that? Oh no. That ain't gonna happen. They're probably trying to sell the building. It's right there. They're selling it. Right there. It says it right there. That's it right there, right? It says right here, for sale. That's the zip code for that one right there. I don't trust ads anyway. People put stuff and stuff to throw people off. And explain to you, once we're locked on something, it's going to be hard to get us off. So, yeah. Another phone call, another form of phone calls tomorrow. I got it on my phone records. All I do is go down and pull my phone records. And showing that I called multiple times to try to reach out to the building. And next we start sending certified mail to the address. If nothing comes back, then we'll file a lawsuit and then we'll have a processor hit the building. Now, Fernando, sir, this ain't about you, Fernando. You're taken care of. You're done. It depends on what gets to you first. That's the problem. What gets to you first? I've already reported to FBI about the letter we got from you and how you bragged about how you don't have any paperwork and this, that, and the other. They took down all your information. So whether they get to you first or whether basically when we filed for the private criminal complaint, the letter we put in there for the judge and the clerks to read through all that, the investigators, they'll contact them. They'll get to you first. It depends on who gets to you first. Right now, we've just been told to collect as much evidence, and you have enough evidence as we have. We have tons of evidence, but anything you post, the people I have sitting on your website right now, on your YouTube channel right now, is just collecting stuff off of you. So you're done. You're done. Two things are going to happen to you. Lengthy jail time or deportation. That's the only thing that's going to come out of your future right now. As for the rest of Mr. Williams is done too on top of that. He got an open investigation on him. It's bad for him because, again, he sent a lot of mail over. Some of it's got naked pictures of himself. That's not going to go well for him. So he's automatically finished. Next thing you have to do is work on McAfee, Rogers, and the rest of the, well, they have those in the packet. The other people who actually were using our name without permission, your neighbor next door, you guys, yeah, you're already being taken care of. So you're good. We're good on that. We're going to concentrate on this building first, reaching out to her. Try to reach out some kind of contact. If they don't, then we sue them. That's what I did with Williams Building. I reached out to them 37 times, and they did nothing. So I'm getting sued. Let me see. I learned a lot about this property. That's the owner. That came up again. That is definitely the owner. Now I know we're reaching the right person. That is definitely the owner. Definitely the owner. Got to put you in this direction. That's definitely owner, and that's her apartment. Yep. Okay, that's where we send the letters at. I want to be 100% sure we're not hitting the wrong place. It's definitely. Came up again. That's the same name that came up again. Seventeen 14 Dalton Avenue comes up again. Same location every single time. We have that. Current address, we have that. We have the city. That's not correct. They changed that. Well, we document everything, so we're good. Let me see. This is what Jamie tried to use on us. So people finder thing. The only problem is, Fernando, if we use it on you, it's bad for you because you're undocumented. That's what makes it worse for you. You have a lot of dark secrets. A lot of them. We know them. So that's why this thing is not good for you. For me, what, you're going to basically show the places that I literally showed on YouTube where I moved to? Yeah, that doesn't work too well at the end of the day. And again, citizen at the end of the day. And on top of that, consider the fact that I have a clean criminal record. So there's nothing on there. But you, on the other hand, the reason why you don't have a record here is because you don't exist here, because you don't have documents. And that right there is deportation. Consider the fact you committed serious crimes while you were here. You don't have the rights as other people that are here. Other people that come here and don't have documents, they can stay here because they're trying to do something positive. You came here with criminal intentions. So don't even dare put them in the same category. My buddy was sitting there saying, one of my Mexican brothers was like, man, he would knock you to freak out if he ever saw you. Because he said, man, you make him look bad. He come here and work hard, provide for his family. You know, he's got a really good job. He's taking care of it. He's doing what he has to do to be here to survive. That's what he's doing. And here you got you at the end of the day breaking the law, breaking the rules, all that, making him look bad, making his people look bad, building stereotypes against Mexicans. He said, man, if he ever saw you, he's gonna knock you out. You're going to have a problem in the prison system. There's a lot of Mexicans in the prison system. I'm saying a lot of everybody in the prison, black, Puerto Ricans, all types. But if you bump into these people and they find out why you're in there, they're going to whip your behind for that nonsense. I would whip your behind for it. Because here I am trying to do something better and you're making it worse for us, much worse for us. Why do you think when black people find out about somebody that's a mass shooting and they find out he's black, we go, man, we already got enough problems as it is. We already got enough problems. We don't even need this right now. There you go. That joker that made it bad for the rest of us. That's why. And at this particular time, Trump on a rampage, and you're doing this stuff right now, you make everybody look bad. And good thing about it, if you got people at the end of the day that don't believe, I don't believe that. I got Mexican brothers at the end of the day. I don't believe that crap in the day. I just believe you got bad apples in groups. That's all I believe in. But you got some people out there, Fernando, that are racist, that are maggers at the end of the day, that believe 100% that your people are nothing more than trouble to the United States. And what are you doing to basically point that in a different direction? Yeah. Committing crimes in the United States. And then laughing about it. And then you got idiots over there on your account that basically are American citizens that allow that nonsense to go on and did nothing about it. I will make sure that I reach the judge when I say that, yeah, followers on that account did absolutely nothing to stop this guy. Not one person reported it. So FBI took that information quick. The minute we said you were undocumented, you were terrorizing businesses over here, yeah. Right now, that's neither here nor there. You're already taken care of. Right now, I'm interested in is the landlord on basically making contact. If she makes contact with us, we can resolve this issue. She'll still get sued. That's definitely going to happen, but at least the lawsuit won't be what it can be. Excuse me. Let me see. So now I'm 100% sure this is definitely her. Definitely her. So the number we work on is the number. It's little key features that pretty much make you detectable. Like, she took a picture on her Facebook account, and in the picture she was sitting next to a stove. That's the exact same identical stove that you have in your apartment right now. Cabinet system and everything. I got photographic memory. I see something one time, it's in my head. I'll never forget it. It's always in my head. That's why I don't watch horror movies. Because they'll get stuck in my head. I'll never get them out of there. But if I see you one time, I'll never forget your face, ever. Things like numbers, addresses, stuff like that, it's just implanted in my head. So that's why I said when I walk in Allentown, if I stare at your face, I'll see you again. I'll memorize you every single time I'll see you. You won't know me, but I'll know you. That's why you see me on camera set, see you twice, because I always see him twice, every single time. I don't know what it is about that, but it's weird. If I see you one time, I will see you again every single time, but I always see them twice, every single time. They just don't recognize me. I walk right past them. They're like, just bumped into that person a few minutes ago. Yeah. Every single time, I see you twice. Once you're in there, never can forget your face, ever. You can age and I can still remember who you are. Like birth dates, addresses, all that stuff, it just gets stuck in my head. I wanted to right now, every password, every time I have to go into a unit and set up, they have to give me the password and stuff. They give it to anybody anyway, because it's like internet cafe. I have every single one in my head right now. I know the passwords to just about every unit down here, because when I have to go in, I have to set up and have to give me passwords, and it's in my head. That's why when people write stuff down, I turn my head to the side, because I know if I see it, it's going to be stuck in my head. And these particular things I see, what I saw one day, you were doing some Thanksgiving dinner at your house, and it just happened to come up in the video. You were slandering my stuff. And you were in the kitchen, and you were basically pot picking. Like you go through the pot and pick through stuff. You're showing us what your wife was making at the end of the day. And I recognized the kitchen. I remember the cabinets and everything you had in there. And it's the exact identical one that she's sitting in front of right now on her Facebook account. And it clearly states the apartment where she's living at is in your unit. Now, email account was blocked, but all the other information comes up. She has to have that information basically on public because, again, like I said, if a building goes abandoned, like up here, we had a few abandoned buildings, and I was curious about who owned the building. I can go to City Hall, and I can figure out who the previous owner was by going through tax records. And it was easy for them to track down the individual, where they live at, stuff like that. Now, if they have moved, then it's up to them to date exactly last known location where they're at. It's up to them. Not just an abandoned building at the end of the day. Somebody else will take it and buy it, and it won't be theirs anymore. But that building's still active. So since that building is still active, means there's someone's paying taxes on it. And tax records are public. That's why you have developers coming to a neighborhood and they want to rebuild the neighborhood. They will go through City Hall and go through tax records. They will contact like, hey, you want to sell your building? Because we're interested in it. So and so and so. Yeah, that's how they find out. So we'll just contact City Hall. But the interesting thing about it is when I explained to FBI, I said that the building's address is weird. So the address is the same name as the street. First time I've seen that one before. And the AI points it up and it says there's no registration underneath this building. So no one registered a name underneath this complex. It's named after a street. That's a building trying to be hidden. And then no sooner than we were talking about this, looking at the property, trying to figure out, locating up and down the street, all of a sudden, it gets blurred. That's someone trying to hide a building. So, too many red flags. But what we're looking through here in this information file right here, we're looking for ownership. Not ownership, we're looking for the building had to sell for something. Usually when you see a property, you can see how much the building sold for, whatever. That's not even here at all, period. It's like somebody removed all of this. Every building, you can look at what it's sold for, how much money it's sold for. Let's go with better term of using property value. What is the property value of the building? Now, Fernando, in his mind, he thinks, oh, he's doing this because he's triggered. No, it's nothing to do with triggered. See, that's the problem. That's why I say you're emotional. You're very emotional. It has nothing to do with trigger. It has nothing to do with hatred. I don't hate you at all anyway. This has to be done because you don't know how to leave companies alone. I'm trying to run a business at the end of the day. I got things I got to do. I don't have time to be coming here and dealing with you, man. I don't got time to be dealing with your YouTube videos and you attacking my family and doing all this stuff. I don't have time for that. I work. I have a company I run. And since now I have to take the time off to deal with you, because if we don't, you'll continue to attack us. This is why it's being done. You're like a 5-year-old kid. You keep acting up and I keep telling you, hey, don't touch the tree. And you keep going over touching the tree. So what I got to do, I take my belt off and I crack you a couple of times to get in your head, don't touch the tree. But that's the problem we have here, Fernando. I've asked you multiple times, leave copyrights alone. Don't touch this, don't touch that. What do? Touch whatever you want. All right then this is how we handle business in America. If there's a problem at the end of the day, we resolve it through court. That's what we do. And that's how we're going to resolve it. Either two things are going to happen. Since we know 100% you're undocumented because you clearly stated what it is, two things will happen to you. Either immigration will come and pick you up and take you away, or you'll come down here to the courts where you will stay permanently. Because again, you can't come down here because you don't have proper ID. You're going to get a bench warrant automatically, and 6 of them at that. So that's your outcome right there. That's the end of it. You got no other choices now. You can run if you want to, but I got a bounty hunter that is guaranteed to find you. So I don't know what you're going to do. Right now, that you're not my concern anymore. My concern right now is the building. Because I need to speak to this landlord. And before we go out and file a lawsuit, I think it's best that we go speak to her first and find out what's going on. And if she wants to work out an agreement, we'll work out an agreement with her. But if we are past that point, no communications whatsoever, then we have to do what we have to do. Now, to Fernando, at the end of the day, he doesn't understand how to be an adult. His thing is, oh, he's just mad and this, that, and the other, and this, that. You're acting like a little child. Now, that picture you posted me, talking about love, you're weird, man. You're a weird, weird guy. We're going to use that, again, in court, showing that you've been stalking people. Mind you, Fernando, I'm an American citizen. Do you understand how this works? I am a citizen of the United States, and you are not a citizen of the United States, which means you are attacking citizens. And you wonder why ICE gets called on you, right? Let me see. Property value. Property value. Property value. Maybe this will bring it up a little bit better. Property value. Oop. Can't see that. Zero information. That's why property value. Let's see if we can track this thing down. Five unit. It's a 5 unit. It says 7 unit. At the landlord. No. Like 7 unit. So let me see what we got here. It's not publicly listed. They didn't publicly list this thing. Right there, it states it. Based on the available records at 1714 Dalton Avenue in Baldwin, California. It's a code 191706. It's a multi-unit property with 5 units. Specification independent. Date for a unit. Okay, I'm going to mention that one. Listed or nearly resident property. Big Delta. Zip code. Have an estimate value ranging from approximately. So your property is this where that property is worth $500,000 to $1 million. With many at 600,000, 7,000 range. Well, they're not going to be able to cover that lawsuit. That lawsuit, if we hit them with this, is heavy. You're going to hit with a pretty big lawsuit. Because again, like I said, a landlord falsified documents. He's in here. He committed all types of crimes, and nothing was done about it. I'm pretty sure she had to know about half that stuff was going on in that building. And you got properties being blurred now, all this other crazy stuff's going on. The building, it doesn't have any public records on it. It has an address of a street, which is, again, it's another red flag. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on there. So you can be pretty well hit with a $3 million lawsuit. They with a $3 million lawsuit, they were not going to cover that thing. It's a tree effect. So if that property's worth $1 million, whatever, so yeah, it's not going to cover $3 million. Then we had to bring Homeland Security in this mess, and there's FBI involved in this. This is going to be a crazy mess. Okay, so that's the roundabout property value of what that building could be worth. So that gives me an understanding right there. Let's see. What? So this unit's called Unit A. Unit A. Alright, so it's Unit A. What do we call it? Unit 1. This is the kind of stuff I enjoy, but I'm a research junkie. I research everything. I research right down to the history of your property, or right down to the history of the land that sat on it before that property was ever there. I was right. It's under Unit A. Curious, what is this right here? I got my unit numbers. Let's look this one up real quick. How many LLCs on this unit? There's another business that just popped up on here. Yeah. Look at that. They blurred. I told you they blurred it. It's the only one that's blurred. But the good thing about it, the process server took all those pictures, so we know exactly what's there in the blur. What's in the blur that you can't see is basically, look at this. They smoked it out. Everything is blurred out. Let me take a look at my pictures. They're right across the street from a refinery. So if they're right there, right across from the refinery, something looks different. Way, way, way different. Something's off. Something's way off. Right through this gate. If I were to turn around in street view, this refinery should be right there. It should be right there. This is where the gate's at, right there. The refinery's right there. Right there. Because the refinery's right across the street from it. Right across the street from it. This is where it's at right here. Because the refinery's right here. So in the bird's eye view, you can see the refinery right here. Yeah, it's right there. That entire section is completely blurred out. And it wasn't like that at one point because we got it right here. That was recently done. This is evidence we can use. Because right here we can clearly show that this property is completely blurred out. Right around the time we started talking about basically making contact with the building, all of a sudden it's blurred out. And the only person that has authorization over that is the landlord. He can't do it. He don't even have a lease. How the freak is he going to do it? He couldn't even call him with that. They would have to have some kind of, you have to have a showing that, mind you, say if you got something out there where somebody got your car or something like that, you could do that yourself. You can get that blurred out. But again, you're going to have to be to show proof that that vehicle is yours. There's a whole lot of stuff you're going to show proof on. You just can't blur out anything you want. It doesn't matter if somebody blurred out your property and they don't even live there. That's why. So it's right there. It's actually right here. This is where it's at. Because this is where the refinery's at. Get off there. Get out of here. We don't need that. Move. 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 Right there. It's right across the street from the refinery. Right across the street from there. Right there. Thought that was going to help. That never works. You just go up to do satellite, come right down on top of the property. Look at the building right across from it. Whatever's across from it, the minute you land on the street, you just look over, go, okay, building's here, building, boom, that's it. That's all. Very hard. It's not hard to find at the end of the day. Unless you blur out the whole block, then you got an issue right there. But other than that, you can't do that. You can only do your property. So right here, there's a driveway in here, right here. Now, what some people do is they'll go in here and they'll get the dates. They'll get the dates. Well, they already upgraded this. They'll get the dates and they'll go back to like something 1989 and bring it up. Like, boom, your property will pop up. That's another thing they'll do too. They made sure that that was covered. Man, Fernando, Merry Christmas on your doormat. When the process server gets up there again, I'll have to take more pictures. That won't be affected by Google. So it wouldn't be here. Over here, there, you were to turn, this wouldn't be it. You would think it's here, but it's not here. Because there's no gate. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Gate, right? I don't know how many have gate. Did I have this right here? There's no garage here. There's a gate here. There's no garage on this section over here. It's a wall. It's a concrete wall. So that definitely ain't it, because there's a concrete wall on this side. There's a gate here. Definitely a gate here. But there's a concrete wall here. This one over here had a garage next to it. So that wouldn't have been it. That has a garage right there. There's a wall right here. So this is definitely not it. That means wherever it's at, it's right in here. I'm going to come over here to this driveway. Trash can here. This is updated. There's supposed to be a gate across here. There is no gate here at all. And there's nothing here to prove there's a gate over here. So if we go to the picture pickup on this one, see, there's a huge wall here. There'd be a gate there. Address would be right there. There's a flight of stairs missing. You ever play that game? Basically, they're two similar pictures, but one's actually off. I like them. I play them a lot. Very sharp way to sharpen your memory. But yeah, right here, there'd be a flight of stairs right here. Right here. This is where the flight of stairs would be at. Flight of stairs right there would be right here, and the balcony would be right here. So that can't be it. That's definitely not it on that side. So if that's not it right there, then that means that it's right there. And that's right across from the refinery. Fernando, tell me if I don't live in your head rent-free 24/7. They burned the entire property. Because it can't be this one. In the pictures where the process server made contact to the building, this side over here, they have a garage over here. There's a door here. The gate here is white. But there's a garage right here. There's a brick wall on the side, a cinder block wall where he's at. So that definitely wouldn't be it. And then if you come over here on this side, we have this gate. There's a gate here. There's no gate here at all. This is an open area. It doesn't even have a balcony. There's no staircase here. There's a house literally right there. So that means it's right there. And that would be right across from the refinery. There's a whole parking lot over there. Well, I've made a great detective, I swear. Now let's see if we go walk up the street. Let's see if we get up the street here. There's no gate here on that one. Get out of the way. A little farther up. And they have no gate here. These are our houses. And the street numbers go up by 1753. At 1753, we were under the numbers. Where's this place? Government State Care Center. Interesting. And the street here is Big Dalton. This is a Big Dalton Street right there. So it'd be right on this block. They had the address, the street number changed. Because I'm looking at this. This is where, when you come here, it's at 1688. There shouldn't be a 1688 here. There should be a 1714 here. Numbers are missing. Right there. Right across from here should be it should be a 1714 right here. So if you switch and you turn this way, and we go straight up, watch the number change right here. There's 11. There's supposed to be a compartment complex around here somewhere. It's blurred there. So there's no apartment complex with a gate here. That doesn't have a gate. No gate here. There's no gate on here. No gate. And there's a wall on the other side of this. If we go around the corner, I guarantee there's a wall on this side. It's on this block. It's right across from the refinery. If you look at the bird's eye view, you'll see if you walk over, you'll see the gate, you'll see the refinery right over there. So let's walk up a little bit. Now we have automatically 18. Numbers start climbing. And there's nothing but houses on this side. There's no apartments on this side. There's all houses on this side. So if you keep going, numbers jump again. Keep on going. Numbers are jumping. Numbers are jumping. So we're way out of the loop. Now if we turn around and we go back to where that little blur spot is right there, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Now it's 1718. Where's 14 at? Keep going. Now if we look over here, there's a refinery right there. And right here, 1719. That right there wouldn't be 1714 right there because it's missing a huge gate. Come back over here, hit it again. 1711. Where's the property at? Refinery is right there. House is right here. House is over here. No apartment on this side. Hit it again. 1688. Where is the apartment complex? 1714 is not there anymore. So where did it go? And the property is blurred too. So not only is the property blurred, but the address that originally was here, it was changed. That ain't going to help you, by the way. That's just substantial evidence for us to prosecute. And it's not here, because this is 1674, so it's definitely not here. The numbers are dropping. Now we're not even in the 17th, now we're in the 16th. And right here you have a drainage system right here. So how can I go on a bird's eye view and I can pick up where the apartment's at? I can walk right across and there's a refinery right there, the exact same refinery you have there. If you were to go down, keep going down, the numbers drop. We all know how the number systems work in blocks. And it's not here because right here you have a huge drain system right here. Right here. Huge drain system. Look at the numbers right here. When we cross over this, the numbers are dropping. Turn around again. Hit it again. Numbers are dropping. Pretty soon we'll be in the 15s. So that means it is, and no refinery across from here. There's no refinery. That means it's up here. Right there. They changed the street number address. It's 1688. Definitely 1688. I promise you can't change it when it comes down to the see? Told you they changed the numbers because when you look it up, it's 1714. It's right there. That's where it's at, right there. So if you come here and you come down, that's where it's at. It's right there where that little dot is at. See how all these buildings have numbers on them right here? All these buildings have numbers, right? That number should pop up on this building. We should see a number pop up there. There's no number there. They changed the address. Every single one of these buildings have numbers on them. See, that has a number on it. Every single one has numbers on them. How come this one doesn't have a number? Mind you, when I recorded this and documented, there was a number on this building. Look at this. It's blank. Now, when I walk, see right here? This is your apartment right there. That's where your apartment is exactly at. There's your security gate right there. When I walk down your driveway, right from here, I should meet up with the driveway from the refinery right there. It should be right there. They're both connected together. See right here? They're both. So if I stand right here where that refinery's at, I should be looking right across the street at your driveway. Right there. I should be see it right there. So right there where the driveway is, this is where I'm at, right in front of the driveway. If I turn around, I should be seeing your building. Now, would I say that they removed the security gate? No, they wouldn't remove the security gate. That'd be stupid at all. Why would you remove the security? It's a gated community. Why would you remove the entire security gate? That puts the people at risk in the building. There is no way in the world I would basically pay for it being a gated community. They removed the freaking whole gate in the front. No, that's just jacked up. No, they're not doing that. It's right there. It's exactly right there. Where the blur is at. No one in the entire neighborhood has a blur on it. This is the only one that has a blur right here. Why would all the buildings in here have no blur except for this one that has a blur? And when you go to the satellite over top, you can clearly see that the number of the building is missing. This one over here is 1718. This one over here should be 1714. The driveway you see right here has a little house in the front right there. There's a little house and there's a driveway right in here. That's the part of the house, that's the driveway. They have no gate there. The gate is right here. So if I walk out here, right across the street, your gate would line up perfectly with the parking lot, or gate area, the driveway here for the refinery. You blurred the area and basically went and changed the name of the street address. See, when I tell you, can't hide anything. Whatever's in the dark always comes out in the light. You can't hide anything. You know, it says that all knowledge comes from God at the end of the day. God will give you the information, and you have to figure it all out. You can't hide anything from us at all. We'll find out everything. Literally went in, not only they blurred the address, but they went in and changed the street address so it would throw people off. Well, guess what? Because we know this now at the end of the day, and no way in the world he could have had authorization to do this. She would have to do this, enjoy the $3 million lawsuit. We don't bother talking to you. I'm not even going to send you a letter. It's not, I don't care. Right now, I'm going to contact my lawyer and begin a lawsuit. Because I can clearly see that definitely was maliciously done by an owner. There's no way in the world that was done basically by him. He doesn't have authorization to do it. He was a tenant. Yeah. Enjoy the big lawsuit. Yeah. Every place has those. All these have address numbers underneath of them. An apartment complex is supposed to have a number underneath of it. How are you going to find it? How are you going to find the apartment complex? There's no number right there. And if you look at this right here, over here, let me see right here. See right here? If we pull this one up over here, you'll see this little thing pop up right here. See? That'll start right there. Now watch when we come over here. Nothing. There's nothing there. But right here, see where that little arrow is at for direction? It's right here. That's where the address is at. They took it out. They had it removed. Fernando, it's like pulling back an onion. You caused all this mess. If you had laid low, kept your head down, and stayed out of trouble, didn't go around attacking American companies and acting up and stealing from people at the end of the day, doing all the dumb stuff you did, that building would have stayed exactly what it was, probably for years and years to come. But you did all this nonsense. You think someone's going to let you get away with attacking their businesses and family members at the end of the day? Someone's going to let you get away with that. That's the one thing you're going to learn more than anything in the world, Fernando. One thing I know, that criminals who take this nonsense into the prison system, they learn the hard way. And there, it's different. It's swift, brutal punishment in there. Not by guards, by inmates. And you will learn that when you get into the system, that if you disrespect or do anything you do here on social media, you're going to be met with brutal punishment. You ever heard of getting raccooned? This is where they black both of your eyes. You have a raccoon kind of look to your face. It's to mark you. When a person's marked like that, that means at the end of the day, missing some teeth, basically face is scarred, cut, stabbed, whatever they do to them, it's to mark them, to let them know at the end of the day that don't do it again. It's brutal. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So that means she knew everything that was going on with him. She had to. There's no way in the world. Who would do this? Mind you, we have pictures right here before it even happened. The address is right there. And all of a sudden, the address is not there. You can literally go across the street and see right here, this is your building right here. And you can see the security gate right there. That's your security gate right there. As you cross over, the refinery lines up perfectly with your parking lot. So if I go on this view and I stand right here, I should be able to see right down your driveway. Yeah, that's the apartment. This one has a little house there. It's a little house right there, and then it's a big apartment complex right there. Let's go walk around the corner. Yeah, got to download it. Can you upgrade tomorrow? Just ordered a whole new motherboard for it. New halls. What's this called right here? Pain. Pain. You hold right over there. This is the back area. That's all fence right there. These are all houses on this side. So the apartment complex was there. Let's see right here. Yeah. No, you know what? That's it. I've been to this whole area through the maps. Yeah, these are all houses behind it. So no apartment complexes in this area. Well, it's pulling it there. It's pulling the address from here. Definitely pulling the address. It's saying something different here, but it's saying what the address is here. This apartment, this unit right here is 1718. That's 1718. So the one with the little house in the front of it, that's got to be like, if that's an apartment, there's pretty good chances are this is probably a house or basically for management. But that's one right there. This one has the open parking lot here. That's 1718 right there. So it's 1718. If we take this to the bird's eye view, let's go with 14, 17, 14. 17, 14. Yeah. 1718. That's 1718 right there. That's right next to your building. So 1718 is right next to your building. So 1718 right here. This is your building right here. This is the one that's blurred. 1718 is showing an open parking lot right here, an open area. This is not your building. This is your building. So 1718 was right. It has a little tiny house in front, right there. Fernando, see that little tiny house in the front? That's what pops up right up in the front. It's a little tiny house right there. That's 1718. Means your building is right over there. That's your building. You know another reason why I know it too? Because when they took pictures of the building, they also took satellite photos too also. That's how we know it's his. Yours is right there. Try to make it like the house next door. Nah, not today, buddy boy. Not today. We blurred it. It's blurred. Alright, I'm gonna print all that out, get that ready, put it in a report. So I got it for court. I can show that they try to hide the property. Clearly definitely try to hide the property. Oh, too, that little fellow with the black paint nonsense, it was linked back to you. So we know you're responsible for that also too. You and Mr. Williams. So you'll be facing that charge too, along with the individual who did it. I told you, you don't get away with anything. Anything. Let me explain something to you so you understand this 100%. I get tired of saying this. Anything that you do, we're going to know about it. Anything you do will use against you in court. You know what most people do when they're in this situation? They shut up and they stay low. That's what they do. You know why? They don't give them any more evidence to prosecute them. You dum-dums keep coming on social media doing the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, let's document, let's document, let's document. Gee whiz Louise. When you were in the mob, you'd be gone by now. Yeah, they got rid of you a long time ago. Get there, sat there and say, hey, we just did this bank heist. Lay low. Go about your normal life. It never even happened, all right? When the time comes, we'll split it up. You dum-dums will go out and start buying stuff and showing it on social media like, yeah, we got this, that, and the other, which, again, they're going to notice the fluctuation in financial status is going to change dramatically. At one point, you didn't have this kind of money, and now you do, which shows that there was just a major bank heist that just was pulled off, and you got a bunch of guys throwing around a bunch of money. They got rid of you guys a long time ago. They don't know how to act right. Good, crazy. Like this guy ripped off all those companies, went out, and they tracked your restaurants you were going to. They tracked basically the car you bought. They tracked the items, all that stuff. Everything was tracked. So they got a track record that you took their money and you spent it to basically, fund your lifestyle. We call those criminals over here in the United States. In other countries, they call them criminals too. We call them criminals down here, Fernando. All right, well, that's all I need in the day. I'm going to leave this open. I'm going to send it to. He'll take care of it from here. That's it. I'm out of this one. I'm going to file a lawsuit against the landlord for $3 million. Because I can clearly see at the end of the day. Come on, you're going to have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out at the end of the day. If they literally change the address, it doesn't even come up anymore. If you look at my previous videos, everything popped up. It's saying it right here on directions. We go to directions over top of the building. It's blank. Somebody remove that. Now, why in the world, out of nowhere, would a landlord come up and just do that? Unless someone told them about a situation that something was going down, and they had to know about that person's situation in order to block the building. Which means she's fully knowledgeable about everything that went on. How would you not know? You keep in mind, the building's not even zoned for that type of business. You go in there, you see 3 printing machines in there. Not one small one on a table, 3 full-size printing machines in there. You know they're running a business out of there. And the building's not zoned for it. I mean, she can get hit with some heavy fines on the end of the day. On top of that, consider the fact that machines are toxic, they have no covers on top of them, there's no exhaust system on them. So bottom line, she's poisoning people in the building as he's using these machines. She's responsible for all that. That's like if somebody had a meth lab in the building, or somebody was working with explosives in the building. Would you move in there? No, you wouldn't move in there. So it's up to the landlord at the end of the day to make sure that the building is safe for other people that are living in there. And if this guy's running that type of business in there, that should have been shut down a long time ago. Which means the landlord took a blind eye to it. There's no way in the world she could not see those machines when she walked in there. No way in the world. Those machines are big. Now she would have definitely saw that. Even the condition of the building in there, the fact that it's basically overcrowded in there, it's packed. On top of that, depending on the kids in there, the dogs, and all that stuff, at one point, she should have basically not even allowed that to slide again. It's a bit of animal cruelty and basically child abuse. Can't have kids living in a packed unit like that. Gee whiz Louise, what do they call it? Humane living environment. Yeah. And you can see the door from the process server was dirty. I mean, it was filthy. You couldn't even see the door. The previous red door on the other side, you couldn't see it. It was filthy. It's filthy. It's all dirt. That's dirt. That is definitely dirt. That should have took a power wash there or something. That is really filthy. Now I got one cat. That's basically about it. My cat's box stays clean all the time. But you got a couple animals living up in that place at the end of the day. That small apartment at the end of the day with all that compressed stuff. And animals, I know how they are. They got to go out. They're going to pee in different areas. My cat got a litter box. You got a litter box. But dogs, on the other hand, dogs are wet in different areas. Her dog could have peed behind something you'd have never known. That stench and funk and all that stuff. And you got all that stuff packed together in there. And we keep in mind to keep a lot of newspapers and boxes and stuff and all packed at corners. That stuff is the potential for rodent issues, bugs, all type of stuff at the end of the day. I look upstairs. The last time they had an inspection. No, who cares about that? I just want to get my money out of this mess at the end of the day. Just go sue, get the whatchamacallit, and get judgment on the property so we can get our more money and be done with this mess. I take time out of my day to deal with this dumb nonsense because this idiot then they're gonna act like a freaking coyote, no common sense whatsoever. I gotta take time out of my day. Unlike you, Fernando, people work. Apparently, you don't work, as I can see. You steal. Because you're going to ask if you have a job, go through your work history. That's next. And go to your work history and see who employed you. That's the next stage you'll be digging through. I bet you $100 that you don't have one job that you worked at with basically involving Social Security number and state ID. I guarantee you don't have one. I guarantee that every job you have is pretty much under the table. And that's going to be a problem now because they're going to track that down. And I do remember you working at a printing place. So that's going to be another problem you're going to have to deal with. Because now they're going to track down those people, and they're going to you're going to be in trouble. See? That's what I mean by you got to be careful who you. I mean, it's a shame because in the day, people take a big risk. They take a big risk at the end of the day. They took a big risk on him. They did. They took a big risk. Look what he did. They took a big risk. All those people are going to be in an investigation because of you. Don't sit there and say because of me. I got to defend my company. They weren't supposed to let you. Like I said, I'm supposed to sit there and go, well, maybe I should allow them to attack my company, put me out of business. Heck no. You lost your freaking mind at the end of the day? No way in the world. Oh, no. I'm defending my company at all costs, Fernando. I'm going to protect my family at all costs, what I'm supposed to do, as you would do for yours. So, as you can see at the end of the day, I have no time to tolerate with this whole back and forth nonsense, but you were taking all of it to court. Everything goes to court now. I don't have time for this nonsense. And you want to be contacting businesses and making threats to people at the end of the day. That's what you want to do? All right, like I said, when you get in the system, I'm going to tell you something. You steal from somebody, they're going to beat the crap out of you. And they put marks on you to make sure that other people know how you got those marks. They're going to black him up. They're going to beat him up pretty bad. Because if he carries this dumb nonsense like he's doing now and there, they're going to hurt him. They're definitely going to hurt him. They're definitely going to hurt him. And he's going to be going to a pod unit at that. He's definitely going to get messed up. You'll see how much of a tough man you are in there. And by the way, if you're up here at the end of the day, like I told you, I got people inside up here. That he's a punk. That was going to get out that he's a punk. Because my people are going to tell him. Some people don't like to leave their bunk. They never leave. They don't want to leave the whatchamacallit. They don't want to interact, but that's not a good idea. But they don't want to leave out, so they're afraid. So if you don't leave and he don't at all, period, it'll get back to me at the end of the day. Like, yo, he never left. He never want to leave his bunk. He don't want to go outside. He don't want to talk to nobody. This, that, and the other. It'll get out. Who was that guy who was talking all that trash? He ended up in jail. That guy, real thin guy at the end of the day with the tattoos and stuff. He's a better person now. Prison will straighten you out. It will. Think you're a tough guy. It'll fix that problem real quick. But that's what he thought. He's going to be like, he used to do that whole noise at the end of the day. And he ended up getting some trouble and ended up going through the system. And I watched that whole thing. I was interested about this guy and everything, what was going on with him. And now he's a pretty nice person now. He is a real nice person, cool dude at the end of the day. But sometimes you have to go through some crap in order to get your life together and straighten it out. For somebody you bump into may hurt you. But anyway, long story short, I got to get out of here real quick. Long story short, there was a guy talking about who was in there with him. And he was like, hey, he was a punk. They kept him on the top bunk. He told me he couldn't come off the top bunk. And you stayed up there. So you're not as tough as you thought you was. Plenty of people think they're tough when you basically are on camera and you're doing all this nonsense, but the minute you go inside, it's a whole different story. And gentlemen, I've already been inside already. I went in at 16. Whole different story. Whole different story. Think you're the biggest, baddest person on the face of the planet. You go into that place and everything changes. Yeah, always meet somebody meaner. But anyway, that's what he's going to have to face sooner or later. Depends on which one comes up. And Fernando, I know you at the end of the day. You're going to get comfortable, what you usually do. Mind, these court cases take time. It could be anywhere from 60 days to anywhere from 30 days. So anything you do, and I expect you to do something stupid. I expect you to get comfortable. I expect you to start talking trash on camera. Nothing's going to happen to you. Go ahead. I wish you would. I wish you would go and say, oh, nothing's going to happen to me. The courts ain't going to do anything. Go ahead. I'll document everything you do. And when it comes time for us to go see the judge, I will make sure that they understand that you feel that the court system over here in the United States is nothing more than just a joke. See, most people in your situation, Fernando, you wouldn't hear anything from them. Have a cases coming up, you wouldn't see them hanging around. The people they hang around with, matter of fact, heck, they might even just basically just go to a whole other part of town just to stay away from everybody. So at least they can show at the end of the day, well, they got me on this, but they ain't gonna get me on anything else. You, on the other hand, you just keep doing dumb stuff. That's when my buddy was laughing at him. Man, he just keep refreshing the statute of limitations. Yeah, he refreshes the statute of limitations over and over again. Fernando really believes he's not going to jail. Those are the ones that get hit the hardest. Oh, I'm going to know you're feeling all too well. I'm going to know you're feeling all too well. Because that used to be me. No one's going to catch me. No one's going to catch me. I got too much power. I got too many friends. I got too many connections. I got people that got my back 24/7. No one can touch me. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. That definitely didn't work out too well. In a cell by myself. Yes, so much for no one can't touch me. You kind of remind me of, yeah, he does. You kind of remind, well, you weren't as ruthless as I was when I was coming up. But you do. Your arrogant attitude reminds me of me. That's what you remind me of. But you don't have, you were nowhere near what I was when I was 16. Not even anywhere near close at all, period. Because if the process server would have came to my door, I'd have met him right to the door and took it from out of his hand. So what? So be it. Just like when they came to my door to arrest me. I didn't run. I didn't go to the back. I didn't cry to my mom at the end of the day. I walked out on the porch and said who I was, put handcuffs on me, and took me away. And when I saw my mom and she was coming downstairs, I said, I'm going away for a bit. At 16. And here you are afraid to come to the door to a process server and send your wife instead. You're going to be a punk in there. I guarantee you. I hate to put it that way, but he's going to be a straight up punk. You're going to connect to that crossroad. Devil's going to take you out in there. But get your act together. When they arrest you, you better get your act together. Right there and then, you need to get it together. Because wherever you go, whether you're going to be here prosecuted, or whether you're going to be in some third world country being taken over there, which I hope you don't go over there. I really don't. I hope he doesn't go to El Salvador, which he doesn't go over there. It's not going to be good. You see what goes on over there. At least over here, he's got some freedom to move around. Over there, they handcuff him 24/7. You hear the position, they bend him down, all that stuff. Yeah, he's going to be treated like that. God knows what goes on over there. But over here, at least he got some type of, some rights over here. At least he got some rights. So you better hope. Yep. Right there. That's it right there. And they took it out. They literally took it. They took everything out of it. The directions, they took it out. How you going to take the directions out there? They're right there. How do you remove them there? And they're right there. How? It's right there. What? So wait, if I get directions here, yeah, directions is right there. It's right there with the little boom. It's right there. That's where it's at. Excuse me. I can't give y'all one word of advice. I told you before, you better take it seriously. If you find any food on your bed, don't touch it. Anything on there. If you find anything, don't touch it. Owner's coming back for it, just so you know. So what I did was I put the address next door for location. So the address I put for next door, how do you get there to there? 1 minute. It takes 1 minute to get to destination. If it takes 1 minute to get to destination, that means that property would have to be next door to you in order to be 1 minute for destination. That's what I put. I put the address next door. Right next to 1714 Big Dalton, I put the address next door. It came up to 66 feet. You can literally walk there. So that means it would have to be next door. See how easy it is, Fernando, for us to find out stuff about something today? See, I knew somebody like you a long time ago. A person that really thought that he could fool the world. He really believed that. He could fool the world. But he wasn't. He's about as clear as a piece of cellophane. Everybody can see him, what he was doing. But he really believed he fooled the world. And this right here, if I type in the address next to your address right here, which is 1714, and I put in, how long would it take me if I took a car there? It took me 1 minute, which means if it's 66 feet, that means it's next door. It's in that area, most likely it's next door. And that's why when you go through Google Maps and you blur all that stuff today, it's completely useless. Because all they would have to do is just type in the nearest destination, which would be next door. How long would it take to get there? Now, if there was nothing there, it wouldn't have came up with nothing there. No reading would have came up whatsoever. It would have said no car could get there because there's nothing there at all, period. But there is a building there under that address. You can't wipe everything from Google. Now, if I were to walk, let's see what it takes right here. Now, if I was to walk, it takes me 1 minute. If I bike, 1 minute. What in the world would be so close that it takes 1 minute on walking and 1 minute on bike, which means it would have to be next door. And that means your building is where I said it's at. It's next door. Which means you guys went in, or whoever went in, they went in and basically blurred out the property, removed it from Google Maps. That's what they did, because I made a statement on camera. I said, you can block the area from down below, but you can't block it on Google Maps. You were listening, weren't you? See, throw out stuff at the end of the day, watch you, control you. I told you at the end of the day, we can get them to do whatever we want them to do at the end of the day. But what did you do? You removed it. So you figure you remove it, then there's no way we could find it. Oh, yes, we can. Address next door. And on top of that from Google Maps, if you look at it, if I walk across the street, the refinery's right there. So if I go down to the ground view and I look around, I look back, I'm looking right at where the blur is at. On top of that, over top of that, the nearest building next to you is 1718. So all I'd have to do is put destination and directions on where to find, and it would bring it up, and it would tell me exactly how long it would take to get there. We all know that. So anything that takes 1 minute by car, not even worth driving 1 minute, right? By walking 1 minute and bike is 1 minute, that means it has to be right next to you. It would take me literally 1 minute to walk out of that building to yours. Which means you're next door. That building's next door to yours. There you go. Fernando's sitting there like, oh my goodness, man. Yeah, there you go. Oh my goodness is definitely the word for it. Now, Fernando, if I can dig up stuff like that, imagine what I can do at the end of the day if I were to go back to your beginning roots. We don't want to play those type of games, do we? I don't think you want to play those type of games, but it's going to happen either way. You don't have a choice, because once customs get their hands on you at the end of the day, they're going to want to find, oh, that's going to be jacked up too, man, on top of that. Man, you should really stay low. They're going to need, man, leave it low. I'm not going to say anything about that one. I'm just saying you should stay low. You really did. Unless you're going to hope you be a man about it and don't say nothing. Keep it tight-lipped. Don't say nothing at all. Protect your family at all costs. Don't be a punk. Let me tell you something. When I went in at the end of the day, there were plenty of people I could have brought down with me. There were plenty of people the other day. I didn't say jack to nobody about nothing. I kept everything to myself when I went in. I took the whole hit. I knew there were other people involved in what I was involved in, but it was none of their business. I was the one that got pinched, so I'm the one that basically kept it to myself. Can you do that? I had an option. I didn't have to do that. I was never forced to. No one put a gun to my head. No one told me that I had to do that type of work. I did it out of own free will. So this is my problem today. I take it to myself. And I've had them come visit me. Went in the system. I said, no, I'm good. I ain't got nothing to say. It's me. I'm the one that did it. And then, yeah, I followed through on it. That's why I told you in the day I have favors that I can cash in, but I don't do that because I'm not that person anymore. That person died a long time ago, and he will continue to stay dead. And I will continue living my life as a Christian man. But yeah, I took it to the grave, as so to speak. I will. You know, they decide to get changed and get their life together, so be it. I hope they do one day. But me, on the other hand, I have no part of that life anymore, and at that, I took everything to myself. Not very people can do that one and do 8 years knowing that you could have lightened your time at the end of the day, especially when you're facing 40 to 80, and you can lighten your time if you snitch. I didn't say anything. I just took the hit. You cowards are going to snitch on each other. This one already threw a bunch of people under the bus. Everything's in someone else's name. You know what they're going to do when they look at that? They're going to go through all your stuff now and figure out whose name's on what. And if you do have anything on there, you have his name on something, I would, forget it. You're screwed. Anyway, I got to go. I got to get something, chips or something. What do you want? You want some snacky snacks? Do you want some snacky snacks? I don't know. I'm just asking. Want some snacks? Some snacky snacks? Vanilla milk? Do you want vanilla milk? Or you want regular milk? I'm going with chocolate. Okay, maybe you want chocolate. I don't know. You want chocolate milk? You want vanilla? Strawberry? You want strawberry? Okay, we'll get strawberry. You want strawberry. All right, you ain't saying about chocolate vanilla. You want strawberry. All right, I got you. I'm about to hook you up. I'm out of here, people. I got things to do. I got to be up and I got to go to resize this whole thing. Oh, crap. We got to work on that. What time is it? 8:19. Oh, we got time to do it. We got time to knock it out real quick and get that finished and done and be done from there. Got orders coming in for tomorrow and next week, and I got to get ready to put up 3 screens. I'm busy. See, Fernando, that's what I mean by the end of the day. I'm busy. I got stuff to do. I don't have time for this bull crap in the day because you don't know how to be an adult. So, in order for me to work and get the things done, I got to get rid of you guys, which means I got to get you guys prosecuted through the system and thrown in jail. And then you're going to pay me for wasting my time. The time I had to put in here to waste through all this nonsense, you're going to pay me. I'm going to hit you all to do with $1 million lawsuit. And on these buildings at the end of the day, I'll hit you with a couple of $1 million lawsuits. Fernando, well, I'm going to take everything out of your apartment. Literally. So that $12,000 we said we're hitting you with, no, it's more like a $150,000 lawsuit you're about to get straight with. That being said, I got to go. So what do you want?